Hello there, good morning. Welcome to a beautiful day and a glorious time out. Today, the 6th of September, a big shout out to Bishop Michael Okonkwo on his 76th birthday. So that's the opening bid for Knox to Nuggets today, celebrating a rare gem, a legend, a man that has been a blessing to me, to my family, both nuclear and extended. Thank you, Big Daddy, for all that you do. We truly celebrate you today, the 76th birthday. On this Knox to Nuggets platform, I tell you, you are amazing. You've been a blessing, and we trust God for more decades to come. Happy birthday. So my name is Oluwayomi. It's such a joy to come your way this beautiful Monday morning, the 6th of September on Knox to Nuggets. Knox to Nuggets has been amazing. It's been a beautiful journey. It's been sincerely from glory to glory. God has taken us time and time and time again through various information. And like I keep saying, knowledge is not power. Knowledge is only potential power. Application of the knowledge is it. And today I want to challenge you to apply the knowledge. So many nuggets have gone from this place. It's indeed knocks to nuggets. Some feel like a huge knock, but some, fine, the things we know. Indeed, there's really nothing new under the sun. Stop to think about it. Everything you've heard, you have heard before. But the truth is, you heard them, but the impact they made at that time was different. Knowledge is progressive. Revelation is progressive. You know as you follow on to know. The more you go on, the more you discover the realities. And that's the way it is. Life is in stages, life is in phases, and life is amazing. And I know that as you apply the things you are hearing, I know that you would be a better person. So this morning is another beautiful day. But I want to just take us on the journey. We've talked about several things on this part. We have had several things on this call. We've talked about depression, about wellness. I mean, we've said so many things, and it's been amazing. It's been interesting, and every day it's been from glory to glory. While we were talking about health, we talked about depression, and the question on what we even eat came up. And I promised us then that we're going to be having someday, sometime soon, a dietitian on the call that will tell us more about the things we eat, what we eat, why we eat them, why we should not eat them. And I know that today is that day you have been waiting for, and we're going to have a good time. Last week we had Obinaya Abajue come to talk to us about health insurance. I hope you are doing something about it. I hope you are considering it sincerely. Save today for your better tomorrow. So today I have on the call a consultant public health physician, a nutritionist, an author, a well sought after conference speaker. She won the internationally acclaimed and keenly contested Nestle Nutrition Institute Africa's award as the best healthcare professional in community nutrition in Africa. Wow. In 2013, that happened. And she holds 2 master's degrees in public health, human nutrition and dietetics, as well as a postgraduate degree in pediatric nutrition from Boston University School of Medicine, Massachusetts, USA. She's an associate fellow of the West African Postgraduate Medical College and a fellow of the National Postgraduate College of Nigeria. She's a senior lecturer at the College of Medicine, University of Lagos, and has authored 58 scientific publications on nutrition and other aspects of public health. She's a successful author. She has published 10 books and has sold over 40,000 copies worldwide. She's the CEO of Pro Healthy Living Consultant, a foremost wellness organization which has been operating successfully for 12 years. She's happily married to Folu Olatona, a fellow of ICANN and chief financial officer of a multinational organization, and they are blessed with 2 adult children. That is my guest in the house today. Ladies and gentlemen, join me to welcome on the Knox to Nuggets platform, Dr. Folu Olatona. Real good to see you, ma'am.
Good to be here.
Good morning. Thank you
Good
so much
morning.
for agreeing to come in spite of your very busy schedule. Thank you that I could grab you and you could be here. Ma'am, your CV tells the whole story that you are the person that we need to answer several questions, but I know we cannot answer it all at once. So I'm going to just start with diet. What really is diet? I thought God gave us all the food in the world and we all can eat anything. What's diet? What's it all about? And why is it important to us?
Okay, whenever you mention the word diet, it refers to the combination of food that is eaten habitually. So diet is not necessarily that somebody is dieting or is trying to avoid certain foods. It just means that the kind of foods that somebody eats habitually, that's the person's diet.
Hmm.
But when people say they are dieting, they just use that word to depict that they're doing certain things to avoid some kinds of food or skip meals sometimes. Some people go on protein alone diet. That means they're eating majorly protein and they're avoiding carbohydrates. Some other people try to do ketogenic diet, all kinds of diet. That word diet is not a bad word. It means the combination of food that is eaten habitually. But for people who are dieting, then those are people that are trying to avoid one type of food or the other. So what I advise people to do is don't go for dieting. Just keep within the limits of healthy eating. And that would
Hmm.
mean that you're eating from all the food groups in the right quantity and prepared in the right way. That's you're using the right cooking method to prepare
Wow.
your food, and that would be healthy eating or healthy diet. So you don't need to diet, even if you're trying to lose weight or whatever. It's not necessary to go on one yo-yo diet that you are picking from somewhere.
Wow. Huh. I'm sure for me and a lot of people on this call, you've thrown us off guard that we should not think about diet. It's tough, particularly in this climate. And I know it's not just in this climate, it's global. When you reach a certain age, you start watching your diet. Eat this, don't eat this. Eat this, don't eat this. When you cross this age, there's something you should not do. When you cross this age, there's something you not do. But you're saying just have a healthy combination of food. What is healthy combination?
Whenever you mention healthy combination, you must think of all the food groups. What is not right is to eat processed food, foods that are full of sugar, full of refined carbohydrates, full of fat and bad fat. But if you're eating from all the food groups, make sure that you're picking the right kind of food from each of the food groups. So let's
Hmm.
walk through all the food groups. The
Please.
first thing you must remember is water. Many people don't even remember water. They just start eating and drink. They drink water when they're eating. It's not in their special consideration. But at
True.
every point in time, you must think of water. And you must take water first in the morning. That's the beginning of eating healthy. Target
Wow.
at least 3 liters in a day. And if you live in the tropics like us, then you must target more than 3 liters if you're a man, but if you're a lady, just about 3 liters will be fine in a day. Start in the morning. If you can
Wow.
drink up to 75 cl or 1 liter in the morning, that would be great. Then you complete your water intake in between meals. During the meal, you should just sip a little during a meal. That's the beginning of eating healthy. Thereafter, fruits and vegetables. You must take at least 5 servings of fruits and vegetables every day. For fruits, 2 servings is fine, but you should target more than 3 servings of vegetables. Then the next group is roots and tubers, and examples include yam, cassava, potato, sweet potato. In that group, you should target about 4 servings, and that's averagely 4 slices in a day. That kind of eating, that you're mindful of what you're eating, you're mindful of the quantity, and mindful of what you're eating with it. So if you decide to eat yam or potato, what are you eating with it? The problem is not the yam. But if you're always frying eggs, some people will go ahead and even fry more than one egg. Then you're turning that meal to being unhealthy, because frying is not a good method of food preparation. Egg should not be consumed in large quantities. No, you don't need more than 2 to 3 eggs in a week. Therefore, I can't understand how one person will fry more than one in a day or at a time. When next you're eating yam, you want to eat healthy, consider eating it with vegetables. You can really make your vegetables in a nice way. Carrot, cabbage sauce, or you can have garden egg sauce, or even normal green vegetable prepare as a sauce. Eat with yam, and it can be delicious. Then the next food group is cereals. So cereal is not the problem. The challenge is, what kind of cereal are you eating? Is it packaged cereal in a box, in a can, in a jar? Or are you preparing local rice? That should also be included in your diet every day. Take some form of cereal. It can be in form of local rice, or corn on the cob, or millet, or guinea corn, that's sorghum. There are different kinds of cereals. Engage in them. It's also called grains. Eat them every day, and eat them in the local form, the organic form, the natural form, rather than go for packaged cereals, processed cereals, semo this, semo that, package this. All those packaged foods are processed, and the fiber has been removed. That fiber that is going to help you to move your bowel, help you to remove unnecessary fat, it has been removed. You're just eating with empty food, because many of the nutrients are gone. Yes, oats is a kind of cereal. I like that. The next group you must think of is legumes. You want to eat healthy? How much legumes do you take in a day? A certain research shows that people who eat legumes, that's beans, all different kinds of beans, white beans, red beans, soya beans, pinto beans, kidney beans. If you eat some kind of beans or peas every day, you're also eating healthy. That's you're on the road to perfect eating.
Wow.
Include beans in your food. Some people don't like beans at all. They just tell you, I don't like beans, and it sounds like it sounds like you have arrived, you are tush. No, that's wrong. You should include some form of beans in your food every day. As a matter of fact, if you add the beans to the cereal, oh wow, you are forming a very good combination. I usually call it a good marriage that gives birth to a beautiful daughter called protein, because there are some amino acids available in grains that are not available in cereals, and vice versa. So when you combine them, you form a very good combination, and it's going to give you a complete array of amino acids that it's forming a good protein for you. That's that's healthy eating. Somebody is wondering, Doctor, are you not going to talk about meat or fish? Yes, I'm going to talk about it. In that group, we call it the meat group. In that group, the best thing for you is to eat fish. I know there are a lot of people who talk, oh, why not white meat, red meat? Don't bother. If you are growing older, you are not a child, you are an adult, and you really mean business, you want to do the right thing, you want to eat healthy, then go for fish. Of
Wow.
course, I know that you'll be in certain situations that people are offering you meat, you don't want to say no. Okay, that's not in your house. That's just once in a while, no problem. That once in a while is not going to hurt you. but make
Mm.
sure you don't prepare meat as a matter of habit. I quite
Mm.
understand that some people are addicted to meat. They can't do, oh, they want this Dr. Latono offline. How can you say we should not eat meat? If you're addicted to meat, there's something in meat that is addictive. It's called xanthan. If you're already addicted, no problem. Just wean yourself off meat like somebody weaning himself off alcohol. And if you can gradually wean yourself off, you'll be surprised how soon you will get over it.
Oh,
That's the conclusion about meat. Because there's a friend that spoke to me some years ago and said, "Oh, I'm eating white meat." And I said, "What are you calling white meat? Snail?" Who told you snail is white meat? He said that she's now giving her husband a snail. You know, the husband was diagnosed of heart problem and she has decided to move away from beef. She now does snail. I said, "Do you know snail contains more cholesterol than many other kinds of meat, and
wow.
you now want to go for snail? No, snail should just be a delicacy that is taken once in a while, not habitually. No matter how rich you are, you can't pour a jar of salt into your food. The same way, you can't say because you have the money, you now want to eat a big piece of meat. No, just eat meat occasionally. The last group of food is oil, as the oil group. And I'm intentionally saying oil. That group is called fat and oil. But you need to be slow or low on fat. So go for oil. And that means the plant-based oil is better than the animal fat. You can notice, I hope you notice that I'm calling the plant-based oil oil and the one available in animals as fats.
Hmm.
Do you know that some people cook with butter, lard?
Mm-hmm.
It's dangerous because you're just giving yourself unnecessary saturated fat. You're putting unnecessary saturated fat into your body when you have the opportunity to use polyunsaturated fat that is available in in plants. So it's better to use plant oil to cook than animal fat to cook. I
Wow.
understand that sometimes you need a spread and you want to use butter to eat bread or some other things. I know some people still use butter to eat biscuits, all kinds of things. But that situation, well, it's peculiar. Maybe once in a while you don't have food to eat. But if you're cooking, please cook with plant-based oil, plant
Hmm.
oil. And amongst the plant oil, olive oil is the healthiest because the smoking point, the saturated, I don't want to use those jargons. Olive oil is the best. It doesn't smoke easily like others. For those of you that still fry, but the best thing is not to fry. It's not
Hmm.
to fry. Just use a spoon to add oil to your food. That way, you know the amount of oil you're consuming. For people that fry, you just pour oil in the saucepan and you don't even know the amount of oil that is going into your body. But if you use spoon to add oil, you will know the amount of food. So I've walked you through the food groups, and
Wow.
if you can do the right thing in each food group, you'll be eating healthy. So you will see that the problem is not one particular food group. Oh, I don't want to eat carbohydrate, I don't want to eat fat, I'm doing a diet that is avoiding fat. That's not the right thing is take the right amount from each food group. That's the right thing to do.
Wow. Before we go, there are quite a number of questions pouring out from what you have said. The first one you hit me when we were talking about types of food and you said water. I'm like, excuse me here. And you caught my attention right there. And I know a lot of people are asking questions. But before we go to those questions, my guest this morning is also an author, like I said earlier, and she has published quite a number of books that will help us. And I just want to run five of them by us that I know we will enjoy. Five, yes. At least I have five of her books I want to talk about here. The first one is Healthy Diet and Weight Control Tips. So for those of you looking for health diet, I want to lose weight, I want to do this, I want to do that. This is something you need to read. Healthy Diet and Weight Control Tips. Somebody had said earlier on this call, it's expensive. Fish is expensive. To eat healthy, spend less. There is a way to eat healthy and still spend less. So yes, it's expensive, but you can eat healthy and spend less. One of the things we spoke about talking about in our wellness trip on Knox to Nugget is stress. Where you can stress less and enjoy better health. Learn the secrets of controlling stress, improving health, and increasing productivity. And the fourth book I want to talk about today is Rich or Poor, Your Child Can Be Malnourished. She was talking about adults and said, don't think because you're rich, you can pour a jar of salt into a pot of soup. So it's not about money, it's about quality. Rich or poor, your child can be malnourished. So you need to get this book if you have a young child and know how to ensure your child is not malnourished. And the final one I'll talk about is Divine Health. It's your heritage. And I love this. Divine Health is truly our heritage. All of these books are available either on Amazon or in any of those shops. So for any of you listening to me, you can get the books on Amazon. If you're in Nigeria, you can get it on Bible Wonderland, CRM bookshops, and you can order directly from her. The details are right there on the screen. So, ma'am, coming back to you, the questions are everybody just wondering. Somebody said, where I am, fish is expensive.
It's expensive.
So, what do I do? And he actually said he tried to profile for himself something. He said, what about skinless chicken? Since that is cheaper than fish.
Okay. How much fish do you really need to eat? I think that's one question you need to answer. You don't really need much. Maybe 3 pieces of fish in a day or 2. So if you know that you don't really need much, what you can afford, you can spend it on healthy fishes. And mind you, you don't have to eat expensive fish. There are different kinds of fishes. You can decide to go for the small fishes. But sometimes we have some ideas in our heads as per what is good, what is not good. Oh, I don't take that, I don't take this. And eventually we spend the amount of money available on what we feel is right or what we feel is good. If you want to eat chicken occasionally and remove the skin, fine, but don't let it be habitual because it's still meat. So you can go for the small fishes, and you can decide not to eat fishes or any fish at all on a particular day. If you follow what I've just said, if you decide to eat local rice and beans on a particular day, maybe the same day you go ahead and eat beans, pudding, moi, you may decide that that particular day you've had enough protein and you don't need fish. You can add crayfish to your food. That's still a source of protein. Because the question is, why are you eating fish? Because you need protein and the fish oil to supply omega-3 fatty acids and omega-6 fatty acids. Okay, so if you are getting enough of that, then why bother about the amount? So whatever amount is available, please just budget enough for food. And what is just, I've told you, you don't need more than 3 pieces of fish in a day. As what your body needs, not what you are craving for, what you want to enjoy. But if it's what your body needs, you don't need more than 3 pieces of fish. And if you are taking 2 to 3 eggs in a week, that will also supply good quality protein. You can also take skimmed milk. That will also supply. Okay, I didn't talk about milk group the other time. Skimmed milk, that will supply some protein, and that will be fine. And if you
Hmm.
think milk is expensive or skimmed milk is expensive, you can decide to make soya milk or tiger nut milk, and you will get some of the nutrients from those natural plant-based milk as well.
Hmm. Hmm. Somebody said those small fishes have bones and taste of.
So you see that the problem is with the taste and the feelings. It's not the nutrition. The problem is not the nutritional benefits of the fish. But we should come to a point that we're eating for health, not just for
Hmm.
taste, not just for enjoyment.
Eat
Yeah,
for health.
sometimes you definitely enjoy yourself, but if you want to eat for health, I can assure you that it's not too expensive.
Wow. Eat for health. Somebody said,
Yes,
is beans and bread still okay? Now,
it's
bread.
okay. Beans and bread, in terms of the combination,
Mm-hmm.
is correct, is okay. But bread, do you really need to eat bread? Because bread is processed food and is refined carbohydrates. So it's not good for adults. It's not good for you. So if you can avoid bread, it's good. Or if you want to limit it to just once in a while, maybe once a week.
Hmm. True. Somebody is asking coconut milk, and I also take into coconut oil. There's this noise about coconut oil, cook with coconut oil, coconut oil. I've heard talk about olive oil. Coconut oil,
Okay.
coconut milk.
Coconut oil is good, is healthy. Coconut milk is healthy and is worth exploring if you've not been taking it. But please note that there is a kind of fat in coconut oil that is it looks like saturated fat, acts like saturated fat that is available in animal fat. And that means that we shouldn't take that too often. It should not be too much. The same thing goes with palm oil. It should not be too much.
Mm. Okay.
Yes,
Wow. Palm oil too should not be too much. I thought that
it
was the
should not
safer
be too
thing
much.
to be. A lot of
Not be
people are
too much.
asking about how to get your book. It's scrolling, but maybe I should not make it scroll so that you can see it in one piece again. That's it on the screen. How to get the book. So you can get the book, like I said. So those of you outside the country, Amazon. You can go to prohealthyliving.com, Bible Word, Wonderland, CRM Bookshop, and can just send her a chat and order the book and to deliver to you straight. I mean, that's the easiest way for you to get that book. Just order for it and you can get it. Somebody says, I want to lose weight. She has said to us, yes, eat right. I mean, that just stuck in my head. Eat for health. Eat for health. Eat for health. So each time I think about you are eating for health, that will help you. Now, there was a question earlier on while you were talking that there's this thing about certain classes of food are not good for you as you age. So I hear once you are 40, something you should not eat. Once you are 50, something you should not eat. Is that really true, or is that another myth that we have lived with?
To an extent, there's some element of truth, but it's not absolute. As you're growing older, like I said, avoid meat, but of course, you will give meat to your children. So somebody can decide to tag that as, oh, I've been told to not to eat meat group. But that's not the group. It's not the group that you're avoiding totally. What you want to avoid is the kind of meat that is full of saturated fat. But you can still eat fish, and fish is in that group. So you are not avoiding the group totally. The
Okay.
other thing is carbohydrates. There are some food groups that have more carbohydrates than others, like cereal group, then the roots and tubers, they also have more carbohydrates than others. That group should be limited. So an adult cannot be eating, okay, bread is bad enough, but some people will go ahead and eat 6 slices, for example. They are eating too much carbohydrates. Or if you're eating 5 slices of yam, 6 slices of yam, you're eating too much carbohydrates. And that's why some people would say avoid carbohydrates. You cannot avoid carbohydrates because your body was designed to take 50% of your food should be, at least 50% of what you're taking should have carbohydrates So you can't, the energy every day, you should be getting 50% of your energy from carbohydrates. So you cannot avoid carbohydrates. Then the oil group is another one that is usually implicated. You cannot avoid it totally because you need the fatty acids for the maintenance of your cells, of several organs in your body. So you cannot avoid fat and oil completely, but you must limit them. So that's the usual thing that people talk about as you're growing older. But the one that I think we should pay more attention to, rather than avoiding food, skipping food, is taking more fruits and vegetables. You should plan to take more fruits and vegetables. And as you're growing older, you may not want to chew the vegetables, you may want to juice it. So it's important, it's a very critical part of your diet as you're growing older to drink vegetable juice. Because the amount of vegetables you need to even live a good life, you can't chew it all. So it's important that you juice vegetable and drink the juice. But if you
Wow.
have not planned for that, you don't have a juicer, start with your grinder. You can grind and drink the smoothie. Just drink vegetable smoothie and you'll be getting a lot of nutrients, vitamins and minerals compared to if you're chewing carrots or beetroot or garden egg. Juice or make smoothie, drink it. And limit your intake of fruits to just two. Don't say, oh, I've been told to eat fruits and vegetables, then you take a bunch of banana and you eat a bunch of banana. No, you eventually put more sugar into your body than necessary from the fruits. So it's important that you understand there's a difference between fruits and vegetables. So foods like cucumber, carrots, cabbage, beetroot, they're all vegetables and you can take them freely. But when you're dealing with fruits like banana, pineapple, you need to limit them to just 2 servings. One apple is a serving, one orange is a serving, half cup of chunked pineapple or pawpaw is a serving. You don't need more than 2 in a day. The rest should be vegetables.
You have partly answered this question. What kind of vegetables can we juice?
Okay, you can juice carrots, cucumber, cabbage, beetroot, anything that is possible to juice, just juice it and drink the juice. And there are many things I may not have discovered that you can discover in your kitchen. Recently, I discovered a wedu smoothie. Very, very nice. Very nice. Just wash your ewedu leaves, add water. You can add a little pineapple or banana and blend it, even if you don't have smoothie maker. Just blend with your blender and drink it. Very, very nice. You won't, I mean, if you've never tried it, you need to try it soon.
I will try that.
You a wedu banana smoothie, very nice. You can also make ugu juice. Ugu juice. There are many natural vegetables in our environment that you can juice. You just need to be explorative and adventurous.
Now, somebody said he heard orange and pineapple juice is not good.
I don't know the basis of that
Maybe
statement.
the packaged ones.
Okay, maybe the packaged ones.
Maybe the packaged ones. Because a lot of times we all run to those packaged ones for comfort, for convenience.
Yes.
But then
It's better to make them in your kitchen.
It's better to make them in our kitchen. Somebody says, Ewedu juice, ayama. It's nice. Don't worry, I'll make it for you with banana. I'm writing that menu down. Ewedu with banana and just blend it together nice. I'm sure it's going to be nice. So get ready for me. I'm going to make it for you. Thank you so much. You've said a whole lot about food. Let's talk come to children. What kind of food do you want to give to children to ensure they're not malnourished?
These children are human beings like us, and whatever you eat is what they should eat. But the additional thing they need is protein because they're still growing. So it's very important that a caregiver, a mother, or whoever is taking care of children should be conscious of their protein needs. At birth, a child needs only breast milk until 6 months. No water, no juice, no apple drink, no drink, nothing until 6 months. That breast milk is what is going to make that child to be at his best until 6 months. Then after 6 months, you begin to give whatever you're eating in the family. Let's believe that you're eating healthy and you're eating balanced diet. But even if you have not been eating balanced diet, if you've been eating rice every day, from the way I've talked today, try to include food from each of the food groups I've mentioned in your diet every day. Don't eat rice in the morning, spaghetti in the afternoon, and indomie at night. So if you have been eating right, touching all the food groups, you can feed that child that way. But the children also need their food to be soft. So
Mm-hmm.
if you're eating rice, for example, you can decide to make the child's rice jollof rice with only tomato. Please don't pour pepper the way you would like to eat pepper. Children don't like pepper, and that can make the child to be discouraged. You would think the child doesn't like your porridge, but the problem is the pepper, not the porridge. So you can prepare the rice to be soft as jollof rice. Children like jollof rice. Add green peas or beans to supply protein. Add fish, make sure you remove all the bone. This is better than buying packaged food. Because if you start that child on packaged food, you don't have the time, so you've got some cereals and you've given that child, just pop it into his mouth and you're gone, and the child is getting fatter and fatter, and you're happy that this child is fatter than the other children. No, you are feeding that child to death, and it's very, very dangerous. So give the child the natural foods you're eating, but make sure you include a lot of proteins. If you are not sure what contains protein, when you read my book on healthy diet and weight control, you will see all the food groups, all the examples of each food groups, include them in the child's diet. Don't sentence any child to pap in the morning, pap in the afternoon. I don't know why some people do certain things. I can't even understand the basis, how a child can be taking pap every day or one particular type of cereal every day. No, make sure you're giving that child different food and include enough protein.
Mm.
Any child between 6 months and 2 years should still be on breast milk as extra source of protein. But if for any reason you are not breastfeeding, then that child should be on milk feed. Milk feed if you are not breastfeeding between 6 months and 2 years, because that's a very critical period, and it's very easy for a child to become malnourished no matter how rich you are at that stage. Remember that being malnourished is not just under nutrition. Overnutrition is also a form of malnourishment.
Mm.
Because if you feed the child too much or you give too much carbohydrates, too much protein, because you are buying one special cereal and you are feeding the child too much, or you are giving infant formula that has extra milk that the child is not even digesting well, and that child is getting fatter. Look, the child is fat. You think you're doing well, but the child may lack vitamins and minerals. In fact, most obese children are hungry. We call it eating hunger. They are hungry for vitamins and minerals. They don't have enough vitamins and minerals. So that's eating hunger because they're not getting vitamins and minerals from natural foods like fruits and vegetables. They're just being fed on processed cereals. So you need to be careful of using processed food. Give natural foods, give fruits and vegetables after 6 months, just like any other person. But for children, they need 2 to 3 servings of fruits and vegetables. So if you are giving them fruits and vegetables, limit it so that you are not giving too much to occupy the space that other foods should occupy. So the
Wow.
summary for children is more protein, less processed foods, and then enough fruits and vegetables for vitamins and minerals. Thank you.
Wow. Wow, it's so much. It's so much you have said today. I mean, I'm looking at the comments, I'm looking at my own notes, and you have said so much, so much, so much. But the truth of the matter is this: for everybody on this call, you haven't heard it all. So please ensure you get these books. Eat healthy, spend less. Get these books, they would help you. And how to get it is right there on the screen. Knowledge is potential power, but for you to even access it at all, you need that knowledge. So get the knowledge and then act on the knowledge. And then, of course, the power is released. So please, for everybody on this call, rich or poor, your child can be malnourished. So get educated, get to know the right things to do, and it will really help you. Thank you so much, ma'am. You really added a lot of value to us today. The questions, somebody said milk also for children, right? Oh, yes,
Yes,
milk for
milk, yes,
children.
milk, yes, sure. And
Yeah.
even adolescents up till 20, we- up till 18, they are still children, so they must be drinking milk.
Wow. Everybody until age 18 is a child and should be
Yes,
drinking
and they must be
milk.
drinking milk every day. They
But
must drink milk.
one phrase you use that took me off is overnourished, and I'm like, I know of malnourishment. Can somebody be overnourished? But somebody
Yes,
has, you can be overnourished.
yes, you can be overnourished. Even adults can be overnourished. So when you consume too much carbohydrates, too much protein, you are overnourished. So you are on the other side of the malnourishment
Hmm.
because there are two sides, undernutrition and then overnutrition.
Nutrition. So
So
it's
when you
just be at
see
the middle.
people, yes, middle, those who are overnourished will end up being overweight. And later on, if they're not careful, they move on to obesity.
Hmm. Somebody said us eating garden eggs have side effects on, especially on pregnant women.
Some people just have different ideas about different things, but garden egg in itself, without other, I don't know,
That cannot based.
maybe that person ate it with something else. There's something called food combination, and that food combination is a whole lot on its own. You need to learn to combine your food correctly. If you eat garden egg with yam or potato, because they are in the same class, then the same group, they are alkaline forming, they can go together. There won't be any problem. But I've seen all kinds of weird combinations, and this can actually land people in the hospital. If you
Hmm.
combine garden egg, maybe raw garden egg, you've just eaten raw garden egg, and the next 1 hour or two, you're eating bread, that person can land in the hospital
Hmm.
because anything you eat within 3 hours gap, it's as good you're eating them together. And if they belongs to different classes, different types of food, and they're not good to be combined, it can cause stomach trouble, abdominal pain, and all kinds of things. And even for people that don't experience immediate problem or challenge, they can also cause acidity in the body, which would eventually lead to different kinds of diseases, including diabetes, hypertension, and other challenges. So it's very good that you also learn how to combine your food. You will see a lot in chapter 15 of that book, Healthy Diets and Weight Control Tips, how to combine your food. But just within the short time available, let me quickly run through how you should combine your food. Alkaline foods should be combined together, while acidic foods should be combined together. All fruits and vegetables are alkaline. All roots and tubers are alkaline. That means you're safe if you are combining them together or eating them within a short range of time, less than 3 hours apart. All acidic foods you can also combine together. All cereals are acidic except millet. All legumes are acidic. All the beans and peas, they are acidic, except the green peas and green beans, which are alkaline. So if you are combining rice and beans, for example, that's a cereal, acidic, with beans, acidic, oats and beans pudding, that's a very good combination. Corn and beans, beans and corn, that's a very good combination. But if you now eat garden egg and you're eating bread, I've seen somebody who has just finished eating fruits, and the host offered him a cup of tea. I almost screamed. I had to control myself. How can you eat fruits and then drink tea within 1 hour? Dangerous. They're not compatible.
Really?
They're not. They're not. So you need to be careful how you combine, especially fruits. At best, just eat fruits alone. If you don't know, because some of these things might be non-dating for some people to grab in a show. But if you're not sure of what to combine together, but you want to eat fruits, just eat the fruits alone. 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 And you know that if you eat fruits alone, 30 minutes later, you might be hungry. So
Yeah.
you need to plan when to eat your fruits. Plan it. Maybe if you plan to eat yam soon, or African bolus food like eba, amala, pounded yam. If that's what you're planning to eat soon, then you can go for fruits. 30 minutes later, enjoy your pounded yam.
Hmm.
But if you're planning to eat rice soon, then it doesn't make sense to eat fruits now. You can as well delay the fruits until 3 hours after your rice. Just go ahead and enjoy your rice. Then you eat the fruits 3 hours later. So
Wow.
nutrition is a whole balance. It's something to be learned, and you need to learn it patiently. You must be willing to read and attend programs like this. So we should
Thank you
say
so
thank you
much.
to Yomi.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I'm going to take two quick comments and round it off. The other one, I'll take it after. But let me just take this. Someone says, what about green tea with fruits? Do they go together? Oh, yeah, laughing.
Please don't take green tea with fruit. There's a mistake many people make about green tea because it's green. It kind of deceives people. They think it's alkaline. They think they are free to take as much as they can. But green tea is not necessarily alkaline. There are different kinds of green tea. Yes, it's not necessarily alkaline. It depends. If I pluck moringa from my garden and make moringa tea by myself directly, I'm very sure that is alkaline.
Hmm.
And I can eat yam porridge 1 hour later or 45 minutes later. But if I buy green tea, I'm not quite sure of what is in that green tea. It might not be alkaline. Is green tea fine? The manufacturers are not telling lies. But what I'm telling you is that not all green teas are alkaline.
Hmm.
But even at that, as long as what you want to take is a fruit, please just respect that fruit. Take it alone.
Hmm. Hmm.
And the reason is not mystical. The reason is that it takes 15 minutes for fruits to get digested. Some fruits 15 minutes, some 30 minutes, and they're ready to leave your stomach. But if you take any other thing with it, the other kind of food is going to take more than 30 minutes for stomach
Hmm.
emptying time. So there's a collision, they mix up. The fruit wants to go, the other food is not ready to go. An average meal will take about 3 to 4 hours before it gets fully digested and ready to leave the stomach. So it's not ready to go. So when there's a collision, what suffers? Your body suffers and you miss out on the nutrients from both of them.
Wow.
That's why it's good to take fruits alone. But if you take fruits and you wait for 30 minutes, for example, pineapple will be done in 30 minutes. Watermelon in 20 minutes is out of your stomach. Then you can take alkaline food like porridge, yam porridge, cocoa yam, or cassava meal after that.
Hmm. So that's why people tell you to eat fruits before meal. not fruit
Yes.
as dessert. Oh,
Yes,
okay.
before meal, so that it can go out of the stomach, and your main meal can settle down to digest properly. Respect fruits. Yes, please do. Take it
Somebody is
slow.
asking, do your books come in soft copies? So if I order on
Yes,
Amazon, can I get soft
yes,
copy?
they are in soft copies. You can
Oh,
order on Amazon or prohealthyliving.com, foluolatona.com. You can go to foluolatona.com, since that name is available. I mean, that you are seeing the name right away. It's easy for you. You just go to foluolatona.com and download the books.
okay. That's cool. Thank you very much. Finally, the final thing before I just take your last word. I want to ask this question just on a naughty note. It says, please, ma'am, on the beans and bread issue, single guy speaking, how many times can one consume that combination in a week?
Oh. Well, there is no rule. These things are not written anywhere. The question is, what other kinds of foods are you eating? If you're eating normal rice, that's the white rice, the processed rice, and you eat spaghetti, you eating bread, they are all the same. So the bread is not the problem. Your understanding is that's processed. And because it's processed, it's not healthy. So if you've taken normal rice, not brown rice that week, you've also taken spaghetti, you've taken indomie. In fact, you filled up, you filled up the allowance. There's no allowance for bread again. But if you are eating brown rice, yeah, you're eating old-fashioned oats, not the processed white oats. Then maybe your bread, you can still take bread once in a week. But
Hmm.
these things are not cast in stones. What you need is understanding and the fact that your results are visible. In the last few weeks, my domestic assistant resigned, or I needed to employ another person, and I was stressed. I ate bread. I gained 2 kilograms. Immediately I got another domestic assistant. I made up my mind, this bread, no more, no more backsliding. So it's your body. You are the one getting the result. So you can determine, I'm not even going to eat the bread at all, or because right now I'm able to eat local rice. I'm not eating any white rice. I'm not eating processed food, no white oats. Maybe I can afford bread once in a week. That's your
Hmm.
body. You know the other things you're eating. But if you're eating biscuits, indomie, spaghetti, and you still want to combine something else, oh no, you don't like your body.
Okay, let me take this, and I'm going to take this, and with your answer to this, also give us your final words. Is microwave and air fryer good?
And the same answer goes, how often do you use them?
Hmm.
Because we are in a world of fast and quick food. If you need them once in a while, why not? But if you've gotten to the level of people, I don't know whether to call them our sisters in the Western world, where you prepare almost everything in the microwave. Oh, no, that's not healthy. What you need, just test it. Just put bread in that microwave and bring it out. You will see how it's denatured. So because the food is denatured, you don't want to offer your body that kind of food all the time. The best thing is to use them once in a while if you really need to. But if you don't need to, there are other ways. If you have very high quality cookware, for example, you heat that cookware to a very good, very high temperature. Some of the things you microwave, you can also warm them in such cookwares, and it's healthier for you. So there's no scientific backup yet to say that food microwaved will cause this particular disease, because I like to speak from science point of view. So we don't have such a research yet, but we know that it denatures food. And if it
Hmm.
denatures food, then it's better not to use them too often. So that by the time one scientist comes up with a finding, you won't be blaming yourself that you've been eating microwave food all your life.
Thank you so much, Ma. I truly do appreciate you getting you on the call and for this long. It's amazing. I truly, truly do appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for the insight. Thank you for massive education. Everybody has said it's been powerful. If you've been a blessing, thank you so much and God bless you. Looking forward to having you some of the time in the near future.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Wow. God, that was amazing. That was awesome. That was beautiful. Thank you so much, so much, so much, Dr. Folu Olatona, for being there. We truly have had fun time with her today. And like I said, and it's still on the screen, her books are available on Amazon, prohealthyliving.com, Bible Wonderland, CRM bookshops, and direct order and delivery through that number. And I'm sure you'll be glad. It's been an amazing time today. A big thank you to everyone who has been on this call. Thank you so much. Without you, there'll be no Knocks to Nuggets. Like I always say, please like the video, share it, subscribe to this channel, and also turn on the notification button so every time we come on, you will be immediately prompted. Thank you so much, everybody. And thank you, Dr. Dami, for making today's edition possible. Thank you so much. Next week is another amazing time. I'll be having a dear friend in the house talking about harnessing potential. How do you discover and develop potential in those around you? Whether they're your children, they're your friends, they're your any younger ones, siblings, anyone around you. How do you discover their potential and help to harness it? We'll talk about it next week, Monday. And you don't want to miss that show. You don't want to miss it. So please be there. And to everybody that's been on this call, don't ever forget it. If you can think it, you can be it, and you can have it. The big is in you. You can have it all. And so that come your way next week, Monday, another edition of Knocks to Nuggets. Don't ever forget it. Together we win. God bless you. Thank you so much.